What's up, everybody? Okay, so if you clicked on this video, you probably want to make your Fox body fast. So we are going to be talking about how to get your Fox body into a 12-second quarter mile. So let's say you got your car and you just did some stuff to it, and now you want to make it quicker, and you just want to hit that 12-second quarter mile mark. And you know, you got a friend with a WRX STI. You're getting bullied. Your friends are bullying you. So you want to beat your friends, but you have a Fox body, and right now it's not all that fast. I mean, it's quick, it's peppy, but it's not like it can't beat them. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you a tried and true way, two ways actually, on how to make your Fox body fast and how to get into the 12-second quarter mile zone, because that's, once you're in the 12s, you have a quick car. You're not the fastest guy in the world, but you're quick. You can beat most of your buddies. So that's what this video is going to be about. I hope you enjoy it. If you don't know me, my name is Ches Haynes. We're building a 9-second, 700 horsepower turbo Fox body on my channel. So if you find value in this video, or if you just want to see more of that content, please consider subscribing. So let's get right into this thing. All right, so let's start off our base point. So a normal stock Fox body runs about high 14s, low 15 quarter mile. That's typically what a stock Fox body Mustang will run. So we're trying to get into 12, so we're shaving off 2 to 3 seconds in the quarter. So it's gonna be some work, and just for everybody out there that has been into Fox bodies, this is obviously, you probably know there's tons of ways to do this, but the recipe is pretty, there's different ways to do it, but this seems like the simplest, and it's been done. It's all over the forums. You can look at it. I'm actually going to link some articles so that you can read for yourself that different cars that have done it. I figured I could make a video, since I've been getting a question a lot about what can I do to make my Fox body quick. So this is my answer to that. All right, so this is the cookie cutter way to get your Fox body into the 12s. First thing we're gonna talk about is suspension. On any setup, you're gonna have to do suspension, and I think the bare bones minimum is you're gonna need like a Mickey Thompson ET Street or a Nitto NT 555. You're gonna need a big fat tire to put that power to the ground and beat your friends. The second thing for the Fox body, you want subframe connectors. Big. It's not so much going to make you go fast, but when you're putting all that power to the ground, you don't want the chassis to twist. So you're going to want subframe connectors. That's going to be the second thing you want. The third thing, upper and lower control arms. Now, it's just going to make you hook a lot better. It's not the end all be all. You have to have, you know what, you should have it. You should have control arms. I'm changing my mind right now. So you should get some control arms, upper and lowers, and Team Z has a great one, adjustables. I'm not sponsored by them, but they just make a great product. So Team Z Street Beast upper and lower control arms are great. That's what I'm getting, and that's what I would recommend. Then you're gonna wanna have torque box reinforcements. Again, not giving you power, but if you're doing these hard launches with big fat tires and upper or control arms and everything, you're gonna rip those torque boxes up. So you want to take some preventative measure and get your torque boxes welded, or just the reinforcement kits and welded on. So now let's talk about springs and shocks. So first thing is, I'm gonna say that I think these are great. There's other ways to do this. Again, this is the way I would do it, is Strange adjustables, all four corners. They're great. They're not too expensive. A great way to start. And then how I would do it is, you want a coilover in the front. You want either a 200-pound, a 250-pound spring rate, because this is a street car still. We're not going too crazy with spring rates, because, you know, you get into a 150-pound spring rate and you're bouncing all up and down the street. And we don't want that. It's still a street car. So 200 to 250-pound, 12-inch spring in the front for your coilovers. Okay, so now we're going to the rear. Rear, we're keeping a spring. So there's two ways to do it. Team Z swears, before they came out with their own spring, that if you take the stock spring, cut a coil off of it, best thing there is. That's what Team Z swore by. It was on there for a while, but now they sell their own spring. and they say that's the best. So take it as you be it, but that is a way, and I mean, it does its job. You see some really fast cars on that setup. So that is the suspension that I would go with to get your car into 12s. Okay, so gearing, I talked about this in my first 5 mods video, but a 373 and up is typically what you're gonna want to get into the 12s. I mean, you can go a little bit, you can go 355, or you can go 410, 456, you can go up. I think 373 is a good middle ground, but like I said, you can go up or down a little bit. I think a 373 is a good gear to get you into the 12s and have just a quick street Fox body. Let's talk transmissions. So T5, you want to get into the 12s with your T5. You're just gonna have to bang gears and pray for the best. No, but you will have to shift like you mean it with the T5. You don't have to blow your trans. I'm just making jokes. I have a T5, for goodness sakes. A short throw shifter is gonna be very helpful. You're gonna protect your transmissions a little bit, and I think that would be the way that I would do it, is Pro 5.0 or a Hurst short throw shifter, and just shift it like you mean it. That's how you're gonna get into the 12s. All right, and so you can do this with an AOD transmission, but you're gonna have to get a different stall converter. And from what I read, I don't know a lot about the AOD. I'm just gonna be honest. We never used them. We always got rid of it. So, but if you do have an AOD, I think the way that I saw online was get a 3000 lockup stall converter. Okay, and so that takes care of our transmission. All right, so engine, the fun part, where we get to make the power, make the car sound cool, and all that good stuff. So I would say, and this is the most cost effective. Again, this is not the best way to do it. This is like, you're on a budget, you're trying to get into the 12s. This is what I think you should do to the engine. We're aiming for 300 horsepower. That is what we're aiming for. 300 horsepower to the rear wheels should get you into the 12s. With a Fox body with a suspension setup I just talked about, this should net you into the 12s. But so what I would say, and this might not get you quite to 300, but it'll get you close, is GT40 heads. Not P heads, but GT40 heads are a good cheap head that you can do. You can do it with a P head, but you're better off with just normal GT40 heads. And then an Explorer upper and lower intake manifold, and then an Anderson Ford Motorsport N41 camshaft will pull it all together, and you should be close, probably in like the 280 to 290 wheel horsepower range, just depending on how your car runs. And then exhaust, we don't want to forget about exhaust. Oh, and a cold air intake. I think I said that in my first 5 mods video, but it will be helpful, and you can pick them up on eBay and Craigslist for cheap, so that's another one. All right, long tube headers are the best, but shorty headers, equal length shorty headers, will get you close, but long tubes are ultimately the best, and then off-road X-pipe, H-pipe is gonna be the best too to get you down into the 12s. It'll really help that exhaust open up and breathe. And so now we're gonna talk about fuel system for this NA setup that we've got going on so far. So I don't really recommend 24s. They're really popular and you can get them anywhere for cheap, but if it was me, I would get 30-pound injectors and then like a 255 fuel pump. That would be the fueling I would do, and since we're only at 300 horsepower, your fuel rails will be fine, but I would get a fuel pressure regulator, adjustable fuel pressure regulator, and that's how I would do that as well, and that would be the fueling for our 300 horsepower Fox body. And so that combo right there, that recipe is a very tried and true recipe. You can find it on a bunch of forums that will get you into the 12s. And so I like that method. But so that was option A, right? That's option A. That's been around for a very long time. It's been tested over and over and over and over and over and over again. But the option that I would go with now is either a Vortex supercharger or an On3 Performance Turbo Kit, but we're gonna go with On3 Performance Turbo Kit. So if you're following me, you probably saw my video of if you should buy one or not, and there's some problems with it, but I do think for the money you cannot beat it. So with this option B, we're going to keep all the suspension, all the transmission stuff I said. That doesn't change. But for the engine, we are not going to touch the engine whatsoever. All we're going to do is we're going to put our turbo system on with a Y pipe, and then we're going to upgrade the fuel system. We're going to get a 340 liter per hour fuel pump. with an adjustable fuel pressure regulator, and we're gonna make power. We're gonna try to make anywhere from like 10 to 12 psi. So, but with that, people make tremendous power with this turbo system. It's wild. I mean, yes, you're gonna have some headaches installing this thing and whatever, but I mean, the return of it is massive. So that would be the thing I would go with if I was doing it myself. I think it's a better bang for your buck. I think that's the way to go. And then you can upgrade heads, you can upgrade things later on. Okay, and so, but for both of these setups, I don't want to forget about this, but for both of these setups, we're gonna need some way to tune. So there's different tuning softwares out there. So if you're trying to keep it on budget, I would go micro squirt and get someone to tune it for you. There is flash tunes that you can run as well. They're okay. I think a standalone tune is gonna be better than that. And if you have a bunch of money, I would go Terminator X. It is a great platform. It's sequential. It's just really good, but it is kind of expensive. But it's money well spent, is what I'm trying to say. So, but those are the recipes to get your car, your Fox Body Mustang, into the 12s, and with the turbo kit, you might even go a little bit faster. But that is, the first one is a tried and true recipe, and the second one is what I would do. So that, for everybody asking, those are the recipes that I have. I hope this video was helpful. So again, thank you all for watching this video. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I hope I could help, and if you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and comment what you thought. And if you want a 2 to get your Fox Body into the 10s, let me know. I would be glad to make that video. I'll pretty much just go over the build that I got. So again, everybody, thank you again for watching, and on that, I will catch you guys on the next video.
All I got is questions. I ain't ever hold no answers. Bet you sick of hearing lessons from a dude who got no handle. Yeah, all I got is questions.